Good afternoon. I want to thank all of you for joining us this afternoon for this EcoProducts presentation brought to you by Edward Don, as well as especially here the Hody Group, the brokers for EcoProducts in all of your markets. So with that said, I would like to talk to you about many things. As you can see on the slide in front of you, we are going to talk about the case for disposables in the green sustainable arena. And as you can see that picture of that plate, not only are all the other organic pieces of matter on there important, but the plate and the fork and the spoon as well are as compostable and organic and degradable as everything else all put together. It's really what this is all about and what we want to bring to your attention today. I want to thank you again for joining us, and any questions that you might have, just to let you know, on the bottom of your screen there's a pop-up where you can actually download the most current PDF of our full-line catalog. So again, if you're looking for a great reference guide, a great way to see what's available, there's about 400 items listed in here and a lot of great information to help you walk through the journey here on sustainable products. So again, I just wanted to put that plug in there, so that'll help you out as well. But I want to talk to you about several things, and on this next slide, I want to talk to you a little bit about EcoProducts and who we are, what we stand for. Our mission statement is not just to be a company that has an arm of green or of sustainability, but actually we're a company that is totally immersed, walks the walk, talks the talk, develops, forward thinks, and moves into this space and into this arena in a great and mighty way. EcoProducts was started in 1990, and we've grown from a very small company to actually the leading company in this sustainable space in this country. And again, we appreciate the support we get through Edward Don, bringing these products to market for us, and opening up dialogue and being able to make the presentations to folks like you to solve your problems and really help you with solutions and sustainability. With that said, I want to talk a little bit about where the industry has been for the last many decades, and I'm sure many of you are familiar with this foam container. This is a foam container, 9x9, used by just about everybody in the world. Been around a long time, very inexpensive. We've been putting our food in here, eating out of it. People microwave in it. They do all those things with this particular container. Also, the eternal styrofoam cup. These are, again, another item, a staple of our industry. We put our coffee, our tea, hot chocolate, sodas, you name it, goes into this very inexpensive and cheap petroleum cup. Here's a cup from Wendy's, okay, just like everybody else's, PET or Polypro, whatever it might be, straw and everything, all made out of this wonderful product right here that took millions and millions of years to get here, and this is petroleum. The world spends a lot of time, we fight wars over it, we kill for it, we do all kinds of things for this oil, and what we do with it is so important in so many ways. I know we need this fuel as you do to get in your car, start up and go to work, to do your job, everything else, to take your family on vacation. We need oil to make gasoline. We need oil to run our engines. We need oil in the winter to heat our homes. I need oil when I know I've got to jump on a plane and fly to a different state and work in a market. I need to know that there's jet fuel out there to get me where I need to go and do my job, or I want to take my wife on a great vacation. I need oil. We all need oil, and there's no denying that this is a very important commodity in our society. 10% of this product here that we spend a lot of time and energy to extract from the earth that, again, took millions of years to get here, we turn into stuff like this. So when we get a meal, we drink a coffee or something special, a cold drink. After we're done, we eat off of that fork. We have a plate, styrofoam plate or some other type of plastic plate. We throw it in the trash. And when we throw that in the trash, that trash eventually makes its way to a landfill. And as much as we'd like to think these products get recycled, they do not. In most cases, because they're contaminated with food waste, there is no way they would ever be recycled. Even if you send it to a recycling center, they would reject it, set it aside, and ship it off to a landfill. So long term, we've been doing this for a long time. We've been doing the same thing. So when we look at landfills, I was just in one last week in Charleston, South Carolina, just to really get an idea of what exactly goes on. It is amazing to see and to get a bird's eye view of how much waste we put into a landfill. Again, a landfill is not some place where items decompose. Landfill is a tomb. It is a place that is layer upon layer upon layer of trash and dirt, trash, including food waste, scraps of metal, tires, you name it, all kinds of stuff ends up in that landfill and is just rolled over with big machinery to compress. So it's nothing but a large tomb. So where's this going as an industry? Again, we're talking here a case for green disposables, for sustainability. Why are we all talking? Why is this such a buzz? Why are people asking, looking, and wondering, how can we do this? What's this all about? So I'm hoping from our discussion here, I can set you in that direction to show you where the industry is going, what it's all about, and hopefully answer some questions. And please feel free anytime to send your questions on the site to me, and we're going to address those at the end of the program. So with that said, so here's your styrofoam, here's your plastics, we're throwing them in the trash, we have no thought of it ever going to the landfill, big deal, so what? Well, a lot of problems go with that. The food waste that we send to a landfill is rotting and turning into methane gas. These items, like the foam especially, foam does not decompose, and as far as anything else, it does not biodegrade on its own. And speaking of biodegradability, composting requires biodegrading, but biodegrading does not constitute composting. Two different things in that regard. In a composting facility, where we're looking at for like products like ours that are made of plants, when they go to a composting facility that's accepting food waste, yard waste, and products like ours that are certified compostable, they actually do turn into this, what you're seeing right here. This is actual compost. This is a blend of our products, a blend of food waste, yard waste, that have all been composted through heat, turning, and all the right process of microorganisms breaking products down, both food and products like ours, to create what we call a soil amendment. It's what you add into soil. It's what farmers want for their farmland. We've depleted our layers of topsoil. Our lands are horribly depleted of nutrients. We're pumping more and more chemicals in them to jack up our production of produce, and we're doing more damage than we're doing good. This is the kind of things that our grandparents used to do with all the rotten food and all the things that they were going to throw away. They never threw it in the garbage. They had their own little composting pile at home. So with that said, expanding on that, as far as a nation, as far as the food service industry, we're throwing away tons of food waste. Many of you, I'm sure, are aware of how much prep you have in your kitchens, how much gets thrown away, how much never gets donated possibly, or whatever might be the case. We're sending all of this. The landfill companies, the waste management companies are charging you to take away that food waste and landfill it, and it's just a bad idea, and it's got to change. So with that said, like EcoProducts and other companies like us, we have come out with products to substitute, to remove this from the market and put out something like this. This looks similar. This is actually made out of sugar cane, the stalks and stems of the plant, not sugar itself. This is actually plant pulp that can be turned into and formed into a container, no different than the styrofoam one. However, this is microwavable. This container is not microwavable. I don't think if you're going to microwave food in here, you really should be wanting to eat it. Most people don't want to do that and don't do that. But this is a totally safe, natural, organic product that can be microwaved. It does a better job keeping foods crisp and not soggy. And again, a totally safe product to be using in the market. And microorganisms will break this down. No different than the styrofoam cup, same thing. major problem environmentally, but here a hot-lined paper cup with a corn lining in it or a plant lining in it, this is totally compostable. This is meant to be in a composting facility, and that would be the end result that we're all working to see happen so that we can eliminate the use of styrofoam. We need oil for a lot of things. We shouldn't be eating out of byproducts of oil and throwing them away where they're going to go to a landfill for a long time. When we talk about recycling, a lot of people say, yeah, but I'm throwing this in a recycle bin. I'm throwing this in a recycle bin. I'm being told by the foam company that foam's recyclable. The problem is, it can be, but the problem is once it's been contaminated with food waste, it is no longer recyclable. It's contaminated. A company that's going to break this down and turn it into something again, all the oils, food, sauces, all of those things, even coffee and tea and anything else in here, hot chocolate, they don't want that in the cup. I don't know anybody who's actually cleaning all this stuff. But again, that's what it would require in order to make these work. The same with any plastic containers or anything else. Soup containers, you name it. Once those food products make contact on that substrate, on that plastic or foam, renders them contaminated in a recycling facility. So what happens to them? Well, even though you're being told, hey, this is going to be recycled, it has the number on the bottom, it has the triangle, it means it's recyclable. The problem is it may say that it is, but in most cases it never will be because of the contamination issue. So again, the things that are sought after in a recycling facility, aluminum cans. They love this stuff. This stuff can be recycled. It's put into big vats of molten aluminum where it's melted down, and then the dross, so all this impurities come to the top. It's skimmed off, so they turn that into other things to be made out of aluminum. A lot of people think bottles are recyclable. Right now, the glass industry for recycling is at a very low ebb. There is no value market for glass. Most MRFs are refusing glass, and or if it's in their facility, they set it aside, and then it's being landfilled. So again, it's market driven. It's all about where you live, what your municipality has a market for to sell and make money. If they can't make money on it, it goes to the landfill. But yet we all feel, we're being told it's being recycled. In most cases, it is not. So again, driving that factor back to compostability, we're seeing the industry shift. It's happening in a major way. People are looking at the need to take food waste from going to a landfill, and if they can add products like these to the mix, things that are made of natural, organic matter that can be eaten and devoured by microorganisms and heat and everything else, the whole process of composting can take place to add this into that soil substrate, that compost. That is the ideal solution. This would never have to go to a landfill. This would never have to go to a landfill. And the dirtier and more what we would call inoculated with food matter this would be, spaghetti sauce, fish, sauce, whatever, anything in here. The more those things reside on this product, those microbes begin, once it's in a composting facility and the heat rises, those microbes come alive and literally devour this, and it's gone. So with that said, that's again the case for compostability, the case for this industry. This is where the industry is beginning to move, and where EcoProducts plays best in this for you is that we work hard to develop new products. In the next slide, it kind of gives you a little breakdown here about Green is All We Do and our bundle. Again, earlier on when I referenced the catalog, there's about 400 items in that catalog on the shelf that we make pertaining to the food service industry. You're probably very used to seeing the containers, the hot cups, cold cups, soup containers, but where we expand and really work to grow this industry is to develop new products, innovative products that nobody else is working with and wants to develop, because we feel we want to be on the cutting edge. We want to push the industry forward. Just like this container here. This is great for a box type lunch. It's called Folia. We have separate compartments here for either pumped or condiments, packets or whatever. There's a compartment here for your cutlery. All of this is in that sugarcane substrate. The sandwich, the chips, the grapes can all go in here, and this beautifully folds. This is both microwavable. It's even somewhat to some degree ovenable to keep it warm. Does not leak. Extremely built for function as well as for form. So again, ideas like this. Also, we develop for the industry, again, a major new item that's out are flatbreads. Flatbreads are very popular. Again, we developed this container just for that type of an item. Again, sustainable. The ability to put your logo on there, to put in color or in embossed, whatever it might be. This, again, is an item that is new and available in the market on the shelf for you. Also, just to throw out real quickly, even with all the new concept of salads and soups, we have all types of containers like these that are meant for hot foods, okay? So where I'm going with this is that if it's not out there, we can make it. To talk about customized product, this is a salad chain, pizza salad chain that we actually developed this special container for. It's a wider, beautiful, actually, PLA, which is corn-based salad bowl. Their logo is embossed on the top, and we have the ability to, again, create something that's not on the shelf. If you're looking for it, give us an opportunity to see if we can make it for you. So as far as standard customization, we do hot cups, cold cups, dinnerware, plateware. We even will customize color on cutlery. Whatever you're looking for that meets the need and the demand that you would have, we can do that for you on a custom basis. So with that said, also a large part of what we work with is the catering industry. The catering industry, as you know, the beautiful marbleized black bowls, all plastic, very expensive to be left behind. In this factory, we have sugarcane trays. The lid is actually made out of PLA corn. So again, totally compostable product here. Just like you see the chicken on there, the lettuce, even the spoon is made out of corn. So everything on here actually can end up right here. Okay? So hopefully that goes to show you that, the industry has come a long way. What's offered and out there is ginormous in that regard for EcoProducts. We keep looking to invent more and more. Shapes, size, and function is where we feel our space is. We invest a lot in research and development. We're always looking for expanding solutions for the food service industry. Let's see here. So a lot of takeout, a lot of new items, a lot of standard items for you. And basically, the biggest thing here, though, is how do people understand what you're trying to do, what we're trying to communicate as well. We put a lot of effort into our marketing, and we have a whole department that will work with you. We will develop table tents with logos. If you have any store concepts or clients that you want to make table tents saying, hey, we're using compostable cups and containers or cutlery, we will put those items on here in a photograph. We'll put the logo on here. We provide these to you at no charge. So all we do is our marketing people will work with you or your customer and, again, find a workable, nice-looking piece that they can put out to their customers and their clientele so that people understand what they're trying to do. We'll even do posters. Again, we will take a poster. We have all different types of font and information we can put on here. And again, slug in your logo, their logo, whatever it might be, in order to help communicate. If they're going to sort recyclables, compostables, landfill type items on the 3-bin type system for sorting trash, we will also create those at no charge. We have a sustainability maven. She actually is brought up to speed on she keeps up to speed on all the legislation, all the rulings, all what's going on in every market throughout the United States so that we can help you at a local level find out what's going on and what we can do to help you communicate and develop your business in this space. So it's what we do so well and what we're very proud of. Again, our green as far as compostability. A lot of our products are all made to be compostable. We do offer lines of waste diverted essential plastics. We take coat hangers and make them into some cutlery. We use a lot of number 1 PET to make cups and containers out of. So we do look at waste diversion from a landfill by taking existing perfectly good plastic and instead of seeing it landfilled, making it into something again. Ideally, that sounds good, but it's only good normally for about one time around, and then eventually it still ends up in the landfill. So the long-term goal that EcoProducts and companies like ours are looking for is the continuation of this composting idea. It's not even an idea, it's a reality because it's happening all over the country, and this is actually happening in South Carolina. So again, like I said, customizing, we can bring that to you on an individual level. We can develop new products going through the slides here. And probably a big case study we like to share is that EcoProducts is heavily involved in large venue. Most large stadiums, arenas, convention centers, festivals, concerts, all are very, very large trash generators. EcoProducts has been involved in many, many aspects of those throughout the country, from the Pacific Northwest, California, East Coast, and even down here in the South, helping on sorting and really bringing trash and food waste to this end result. So there's a beginning of life and an end of life. We are involved on both sides of that equation. So this last slide is really talking about our involvement with the Minnesota Twins at that major stadium. We are in stadiums all over the country that are going toward what's called a zero waste management of those venues. So again, we feel we're a part of that change and making that happen in many ways. So with that said, if you have any questions, I think actually I do have some questions from you, and I'd like to address those while we're here. And one of the question is, what is the minimum order for branded embossed product? Well, actually, we're very visual and very open on that information. In your catalog, I think it's on page 10, actually from page 8 through 10, we give you the breakdown of minimums, what we can emboss, what we can imprint is all listed in your catalog. So you can look through there and find. It varies by substrate. Some of the containers like this we can emboss or imprint in color on. We also can take, like you saw on this container for the salad, we can emboss into that PLA, the corn plastic, the logo that you would want in there. Every type of piece requires different manufacturing, different tooling, so the minimums do vary by item. So that would be something you can find here in the catalog. Second question, are there any composting facilities in Georgia? Well, the answer is yes. There are some, but they're few. Some states do better than others. Composting is creates a problem. Most waste management companies do their very best to prevent and stop the growth of this part of the industry because it's taking something away from them that they're making most of their money on, and that is the weight of produce and food going into their landfill. Even though it's bad, they know it's bad, but it's where they make their money because it's so heavy. It's a lot of water, a lot of dense weight to produce. The same goes with disposables. It's a lot of volume. It takes up a lot of space. So again, that is another area that we get a lot of pushback in areas. But Georgia has a facility called Lettuce Compost in Athens, Georgia. And again, please email me your information, and I can send that information to you. And there are others that are beginning to come on board. The City of Atlanta is working very hard to bring sustainability. They want to make Atlanta, the City of Atlanta wants to be the greenest city in the South. So again, with that said, change will come. Next question, and this is a really good one. Are there any federal or tax credits for companies, restaurateurs, whoever, to use these types of products? And the answer is unequivocally no. There are no tax credits. You know what? It's amazing to me that the oil industry gets a lot of breaks, gets a lot of help, gets a lot of rebate, gets a lot of hand holding and money back from the government. And unfortunately, in this arena, there is not at this time. This industry is growing immensely. It's less than 2% of the disposables industry, but it's growing significantly. So I would say, looking for that, you know what? It's not about the tax credit. It's about doing the right thing. It's about taking the right stand. It's about taking a stand in the right direction. And that's really what we're all about. And again, this is a discussion anytime. I would love to come in. John Dietzerlitzi with the Hody Group could come in and work with your Edward Don reps to really bring this message and really, I think, convince folks that this is the right thing to do. So with that said, I want to thank you all for a great time together. Please feel free to email me. Please feel free to email John or go through your Edward Don rep, and we will do our very best to get answers. If you need samples, you want to do a trial on product to see how things can perform and work for you, I have no problem making sure we get those products to you, because we want to convince you that these products work and they're worth every penny that they cost, and not all of them cost that much. So anyway, with that said, folks, have a great afternoon, and thank you very much.